I'm here to encourage you to stop placing your identity in your works, in your job, in your education, but place it in Jesus, because all of these things, it can be taken away, but we find joy, we find true peace in Jesus. And I know that it's easy to hear this, but it is so hard to live this out, because like me, it's so hard to live and embrace the fact that my identity, it didn't come from none of the stuff that I did. It came from Christ Jesus. He gave me the confidence, he gave me the strength to be able to do the things that I've done, and I have to now trust and believe that he's going to continue to provide for me. And so this is your encouragement to practice gratitude with where you are right now. I know it's hard, but you have to. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys read by the title, we're going to be talking about life after graduation, how I'm feeling, what's my plans next, my overall story and testimony. We're just going to honestly be very authentic and honest. I think a lot of times we see social media, we see the LinkedIn posts, and we can just feel so small and we can feel like we haven't accomplished anything. But this video is going to be your reminder to be content with where you are right now, and to stop comparing yourself and take back your identity, take back your confidence, and not place your identity in your works and your accolades and your accomplishments, but to truly place your identity in Christ Jesus. And so if you're like me, who recently just graduated college, let's just talk about the realness of life after graduation. And so before we hop into this video, don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's hop into this video. So life after graduation. I graduated college in the fall of 2025. Literally, it's been almost a month ago. Today is January 7th. I graduated December 12th. I don't have a job, I don't have a car, and I don't have a stable source of income. And all of these three things may drive a typical young college graduate insane. It'll make you fall into a depression because you worked so hard to obtain this degree. The fact that you don't have a full-time job after, like, that makes young people like myself depressed. It makes you feel unaccomplished. It makes you feel like you didn't do anything all throughout your college years. All that you've done in college, all of your internships or the opportunities that you took on, you may look back and be like, what was all of that for if I didn't land a full-time position after college? I don't have a car, I don't have money. How am I going to be able to sustain myself? How am I going to be able to set myself apart from the next? And the simple answer is to not worry and fix your eyes on Jesus, because he gives us peace in the midst of uncertainty. I'm going to talk a little bit about my background and how I got to FAMU. I'm going to talk about my desires and my goals, and I just want to talk and be honest. And so just to give a little background about my college journey, I graduated high school during COVID year. During that time, everything was shut down. Everybody started to post online. In high school, I've always had dreams of starting my own YouTube channel. When I was 17, I made a very bold decision. I big chopped, and from there I started to watch lots of YouTube natural hair videos on how to care and tame our crown. I was a huge supporter of African beauty. She inspired me to create my own YouTube channel. And so years later, really a year later, I started my YouTube channel at the age of 18, and I've always had dreams of being a YouTuber and working with different brands, going on brand trips for free, and speaking on panels. And not because of the perks, but because it's a passion of mine, and I don't want to use this for my own gains, but I just want to glorify God. I've always desired to go full-time within this career, but you have to take baby steps. And so all throughout my years of being a college student, I took on multiple student media roles, and where I gained experience in making videos, editing, and being a leader. And while all of those things was cool, I didn't see myself within the journalism media world. I didn't see myself as a reporter. I didn't see myself as a producer, as an anchor, as someone who works and loves sports. Sports was actually a huge part of my life growing up. Like, I love the game of basketball. It may not look like I could hoop, but I can hoop. Okay, I can definitely hoop. May not look like it, I'm a girly girl, but I used to hoop. And so none of those things really caught my interest. You know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to do what I'm doing now. But like I said, I had to go through life, and so all throughout my years of being in college, I've had 2 jobs. I worked at Disney Hollywood Studios, I worked at The Muppet Show, Indiana Jones, The Mickey Show, and my role entailed for me to basically do daily spills and basically just help out guests. I'm very quiet and soft spoken, so those roles, it helped me to be more confident in public speaking. And then I also worked at Ulta Beauty, and where I was a task associate, basically doing whatever around the store, stocking shelves, helping out guests with their beauty or skincare recommendations, just all of the things. I never found joy in what I did. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and so I went to Miami-Dade College after I graduated high school, where I received my associate's degree in criminal justice. Why did I study criminal justice? I don't know. It was easy, it was quick, but I realized I did not want to pursue a career in the criminal justice world, and so I transferred over to FAMU in the fall of 2022, and where I decided to major in broadcast journalism. And I chose this major because growing up, I was always a great writer. I always found joy in journaling and just really perfecting my writing skills. And so journalism is all about writing. You have to be a great writer. You have to be a great storyteller. And so all throughout my years of being at FAMU, I've definitely grown as a writer. But all that to say, I graduated, and I honestly feel crazy for believing in a dream that seems so far-fetched. But I'm grateful for all of the opportunities that God has given me thus far. Last year, I had the opportunity to do this full-time in the summer, and God provided. He made a way through brand deals, and where I was able to fund my bills and cost of living. And it wasn't perfect, but He made a way. And so in this next season, that's one of my goals, and something that I'm really praying for Him to just like bless our YouTube channel, bless our Instagram, our TikTok. And I really want to sustain myself off of content creation. It's always been a dream of mine, and I guess that's where we're going next. Like, just expect uploads daily on all of my platforms, because I believe that this is where God is calling me to be. Last year in the summer, the previous semester, which was the spring, I applied to a whole bunch of media internships, and I got back none. Yet God gave me and blessed me with the opportunities to partner with so many brands in the summer, and I feel like that definitely was the sign from God. Like, no, I have given you this vision, I've given you this passion, so I want you to be a great steward over it. That's something that I want to practice this year, of just being a great steward over our platforms, and just being authentic and honest and having real conversations, while also inspiring you guys to love your inner and outer beauty through natural hair, through beauty, through outfits, through whatever. And so yes, this is where I am. I don't have everything figured out. I don't have many opportunities as of right now, such as brand deals. It's a bit dry, but I have just faith. I love Face Over Matter, and I always love when she speaks about the Lord and just her testimony, and how she always encourages us that we serve a God of the 11:59, like at just the last minute, like He will show up right on time. And even in the midst of worrying and chaos, like we have peace and joy that He will always provide. And so that's really like my biggest desire and goals for this year, that He will always show up at 11:59, just at the right time. Not on my timing, but on His timing. And if you're a college graduate, this video is for you. If you are worried about a job, just know that we serve a God of 11:59. Like, He will show up just at the right time. In the midst of uncertainty, we have to build character, we have to build faith, we have to build trust, we have to build gratitude within ourselves. Like, I've been looking for a journal for this new year, and my mentor, she gave me this journal by Rachel Cruz. It's called the Contentment Journal. And so this journal, it talks about gratitude, it talks about humility and contentment, and putting all of these things into practice. And so that's something that I am going to be doing for the next 90 days, just practicing gratitude, learning true humility in Christ, and being content with where I am now, not comparing ourselves. Like, this journal is all about not comparing yourself to the next person that you see on social media. You know what I mean? Like, this journal is something that I'm going to hold dear to my heart for the next 90 days, because it's so hard to not compare yourself within this world of social media, within LinkedIn. I mean, just seeing so many students' accomplishments and them post their life post grad. They have an opportunity, they have a job opportunity, or they're going to grad school, or they have an internship. It's so easy to get lost in those posts and look at yourself and feel such a failure. I feel like, me personally, like just looking back on my experience at FAMU and all of the things that I've done in those moments and seasons, it was super huge to me. All of those opportunities was learning opportunities and growing opportunities, and I am truly thankful for what FAMU, the School of Journalism, have done for me. I've learned so much, and I had a very great experience within the School of Journalism. But now that is gone. Like, I feel like a lot of time as college students, we place our identity in our education, and it's just like, now that it's over for right now, like, it's so easy to feel lost and stuck because you've worked so hard in your classes to achieve 4.0 GPA, or you've worked so hard to gain a leadership role. Now that it's over, you look back and ask yourself, well, what was all of this for? Like, was I on the right track? Like, was I doing the right things? What could I have done better? And I feel like you have to tell yourself you did everything that you needed to do. And so what now? How are you going to navigate life now? My biggest source of joy and peace and happiness is going to come from the Lord. Reading the Bible to learn more about Him and having Him reveal Himself to me through His character, through different stories and testimonies of the Bible. So important to surround yourself with community. It's so important to really just choose Jesus even when it's hard, even when you sin. How can you find peace and contentment with where you are now? And these are the questions that I'm going to be asking myself within the next 90 days. Yes, just know that you are not alone in your emotions and your feelings and your reflections of life. You're not alone. There are so many of us that experience these types of things in our lifetime. It's just like I have to learn what is life like without school, because for 15 however many years, from kindergarten to my senior year of college, I've been constantly enrolled in school, constantly taking classes. All throughout my collegiate career, I've only had 2 summer breaks off, which was last summer break because I didn't really need to take any classes, and then also the summer of 2023. And I only took a break because I got a Disney on the Yard internship, and where, as I mentioned, I worked at Disney Hollywood Studios. And so I only gave myself about 4 months of a break out of my years of being a student, right? And so I don't desire the corporate life. I've always desired the creator life. I have to fully put my trust in the Lord that He will continue to provide. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but you are not alone in this walk. It's very important that in this season of our lives that we practice gratitude, because so many people don't get the chance to graduate college. They may experience financial hardships, or they may have a baby, or sadly to say, they don't even make it to this age due to death, right? And so we had the opportunity to get an education and learn different things and learn new skills. And so now let's be content with that, but also let's find different ways to grow, to step outside of our comfort zone, and always remember that we serve a God of a 1159. And so I thank you so much just for being here and spending some time with me. If you guys want to share your journey about life after college, definitely let me know. Encourage me. We all have to encourage one another and encourage ourselves, most importantly, because we all we got, you know? And so don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. It was just such a pleasure just to talk with you. And yeah, I'll see you in my next.